Hi, I'm Catherine Frederico. I'm at Old Ways today in Boston on Beacon Street, and I'm speaking with dietitian Adrienne Worthington, and she's going to enlighten us today about Old Ways and the mission of Old Ways and some of the projects and programs that they have going. Adrienne, how long have you been with Old Ways?
Well, I'm the newest member of the organization. I started in May of this year, but I've been aware of it for a few years now. I know that I became really aware of it last fall when there was the Mediterranean conference. It was the anniversary of the Mediterranean Diet Pyramid, and there was a big international conference held in Boston.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And Old Ways has been around for how long?
Well, Old Ways started, the food pyramid started in 1993, the Mediterranean food pyramid, and so we've been around since, I believe it was a brainchild of our president, Dunn Gifford, I want to say 1989, thereabouts, but 1993 was really a red letter date because that was when the Mediterranean food pyramid came out, and we really started to push trying to get Americans to eat in a healthier eating pattern.
I see. Can you speak about the structure of the Mediterranean pyramid?
Sure. So the Mediterranean is similar, it's a pyramid, and the base is fruits, vegetables, grains, it's also called cereals, legumes, beans, fresh herbs, dried herbs, spices, bread. So that's the base. And then the second, instead of being divided, for the U.S. food pyramid, as you know, it's all grains and cereals at the bottom, and then fruit and vegetable, dairy, poultry, meat, sweets, like that. With ours, it incorporates all the grains and fresh fruits and vegetables, and it's really geared towards a plant-based diet. The second level then is seafood and fish, because that, and eggs, and that is something that's found to be eaten more often than meat. Near the top then is legumes, dairy, not legumes, I'm sorry, poultry, dairy. Yogurt is a big factor. A lot of people eat yogurt. And then near the top is meat and sweets, as to be sparingly, because meat's really not eaten. As in mammal, land animal, it's not eaten that often in Mediterranean areas. It is eaten, but it's not as much as we eat here in the United States. And then also included is water and a glass of wine, one for women and 2 for men, maximum, with a meal. And underneath the base is exercise.
Excellent.
So
excellent.
It's the whole lifestyle.
Now, I guess you wouldn't have to be actually of Mediterranean descent to follow that.
No.
At all. But are all the your other coalition partners, like the Latinos and so on, are they, and the Asian pyramid, are they all very similar?
Well, they're similar in the sense that they're built like a pyramid, but because there's different products. Like the Latino nutrition pyramid is similar, the Latino diet pyramid is similar to the Mediterranean food pyramid, but only because of the amount of vegetables and grains that are eaten. But the Asian pyramid, they eat a lot of grains, they eat a lot of rice. So it would be just different types of grains. I mean, they all eat beans, just different kinds of beans. They all eat, legumes and pulses, but it's just different types. So we incorporate the cultural appropriate food into the pyramids.
I see.
So like the Latino pyramid, we do still recommend having, a small amount of alcohol daily, but it would be either like a cerveza or a sangria or something that would be more appropriate than just a bottle of wine, like with the Mediterranean pyramid.
And red versus white?
Well, I personally don't know if it really matters, but it's usually recommended red wine because that's what most of the studies have been on, because there's a really high antioxidant amount. I personally feel, if you're going to pair wine with your food, drink something that you like. Just don't drink in excess.
Tell us about some of the programs. I know you have a website. Do you want to say?
Well, we have a website. It's www.oldwayspt.org, and that's the main website. And there you can go and see. Right now we have 3 major programs that we work with: the Mediterranean Foods Alliance, which is mediterraneanmark.org. The Latino Nutrition Coalition, which is latinonutritioncoalition.org, and Whole Grains Council, which is wholegrainscouncil.org. Now, all 3 of them focus on healthy eating patterns. the Mediterranean pattern, Latino Nutrition Coalition, and the Latino Food Pyramid, which we also have on our main site. And then the Whole Grains Council, which you may be familiar with the whole grain stamp that you see on the side.
I am.
Cara Barini, she is the program manager, so she and Cynthia Harrington are both the whole grains ladies, so they're responsible for those. See this stamp that's on several foods, so if it has 8 grams or more per serving, then you get the 8-gram stamp, or if it's made with 100% whole grains, you can get the 100% whole grain stamp. And it's a really easy way for consumers and shoppers to see if something actually is made with whole grains, because it can be a confusing subject to some people.
Right.
So we came up with a visual, and it's been working out pretty well.
I have seen that, but I didn't realize you all were involved with that.
This is a way for people, especially when you're new to the whole grain concept, it can be pretty overwhelming if you find out you need to start changing your diet. So this we use as a really great, like I said, really easy visual for people.
It differentiates whole grain from the multi-grain label. That's a little confusing to folks. That's wonderful. So we should all look for that label on the breads and things that we're buying in the grocery store. So the hope then for the Mediterranean Pyramid is then to control calories and control fat, unhealthy fat consumption.
Right, control unhealthy fat. Eat monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fat instead of saturated. Have a higher poly to saturated ratio, higher poly than sat. Olive oil is a huge staple in the diet. And of course, with the Mediterranean diet pyramid, it's not really caloric restriction, unless of course you already have a morbidity or something going on where you need to watch your calories and you really need to watch your carbohydrate intake, for example. Otherwise, if you're a healthy individual, it's all about eating until you're satisfied and taking time to eat and enjoy your meal, instead of eating standing in front of the TV in the middle of the kitchen out of the box, which I've been known to do. But sitting down, enjoying your meal, and taking time.
Right. Yes. Well, Adrienne, thank you so much for sharing all of this with us today. It is a fascinating subject. I think it's a fabulous organization, and you're all doing such wonderful work.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best in your endeavors, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
This is Catherine Federico for Nutrition Vision. Thanks for joining us.